I was just asked a question on email about why the VE pumps leak out of this little rubber thing here. I'll zoom in a minute and explain, because it is kind of complicated to answer. Now, I'm not going to take this one apart and show you, and you'll understand why. So let's have a zoom so you don't see all the rest of my shop. It's a bit of a mess. Why it's tricky to see. Look. Right. In here we have the boost pin that goes in the top. Alright, the boost pin goes in here. If you remember, it's got a little angle on the boost pin. This in turn pushes a lever here. There's a little pin inside, so if you look inside there's a pin. Let's see if we can see this. There. See, I'm not lying. Can you see the pin? There it is. Just there. Oops. Oh, I lost my spot now. Right. And that's where it's leaking from. Alright? So diesel is coming up from here into this chamber, and instead of stopping, it's escaping through an O-ring in here. Does that make sense? So let's do that again. So diesel is filling this cavity up, this chamber at the top, right to the very top, and there's an O-ring inside here, just here. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated, and it is relevant about this ball here. In order for that, when that pin goes backwards and forwards, due to the relationship of the pin actuating on that, this boost pin actuating on that pin, there's a pivot here, right? There's a pivot in there. Now you can strip all this lot down and take out this plug here, which it accesses the pin. However, you can't get it out because the bloody pivot arm is right in front of it. So you've got to get that ball out in order to drop all this lot out to replace the O-ring. And if you look very carefully at the other side, there's a ball here too, right? Now, I have seen people on YouTube, is that in the right place there? I have seen people on YouTube punch this ball out here to punch the opposite side out, take the pin out, and then re-pin it over. I'm not happy about that because it could cause a lot of damage. If we zoom in, wait a minute, look that way. Right, let me put this down a bit, it's really going to be fine. Oh, there. Now, let the shake go down, the shake of Arabi. You can see there's a ring over the top. Well, that's where they've put a punch in and set that down. They've pushed that part in so the ball doesn't drop out. So you can imagine it's quite difficult. Now the other thing is they don't list the O-ring, so you've got to find out what size O-ring it is. I've never found one. Well, I suppose they do exist, but it's not in the kit, put it that way. Because this unit here, without the throttle in and stuff like this, is sold as a separate casting. All this is sold as one piece. Like you can buy this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit. You can buy all those bits, but you cannot buy the O-ring, pin and bits and pieces inside here. That's the problem. Alright? I hope that's clear. Now I know some people have done it, and as a last resort perhaps you haven't got much of a choice other than knock it out, but for me, because I'm very low on spares, you can see this pump here, I haven't even got a top diaphragm cover for it. I've got nothing, so I stopped on this one. Done all the insides, but I've got no bits left. I haven't even got a flange, got nothing. I just assembled this pretty loose to keep everything together. So yes, can it be fixed? Technically yes, but I would suggest maybe a pump shop would have a better clue how to replace that O-ring. Surely there must be a way to do it. But as far as I can see, looking at this, I don't know the consequences of knocking that ball in to knock the other one out, to knock the pivot out of this way and then resetting the balls. Because obviously this is a seal too. You could make the job even worse. So I'm not touching it. Alright? But like I say, if you take it down to a regular pump shop, and if that's the only problem with the injector pump, it's leaking, it might be a worthwhile journey. They might know a technique that I don't know, but I haven't got enough pumps to bugger around with and practice and find out. If I had one that was completely destroyed, well, I'd have a go at it and say, ah, yes, you can do that. Or if somebody wants to send me a top, well, send me one, I'll bugger it up here, I don't care. But I haven't got one. Alright, so that's the reason why it leaks. I hope that's clear. See you later. Bye.